The idea of a bout between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez has caused a lot of enthusiasm in the boxing community. A multi-division world champion with tremendous ability and mental toughness and an unstoppable powerhouse in his prime with both power and experience are facing off. Many boxing experts have weighed in on the controversy surrounding the outcome of a bout between these two, with the general consensus supporting Crawford in what would be a contest that would define his career. Analysts have pointed to Crawford's skill set, versatility, and mental toughness as crucial elements that could help him win despite Canelo's size and strength advantage. One of the main topics of discussion is Terence Crawford's capacity to switch weight classes and perform well at a higher weight. Many people think that Crawford's technical skill and boxing IQ would make him more than Canelo's match, even though a fight between the two would see Crawford jumping up several weight classes. Crawford's quickness, versatility, and counterpunching abilities are frequently cited by analysts as having the potential to offset Canelo's advantages. When opponents attack him, like Canelo frequently does in his bouts, Crawford thrives. One of Crawford's most outspoken backers is Shawn Porter, a former welterweight champion who thinks Crawford will defeat Canelo methodically round by round in the bout. Crawford's ability to adapt throughout a fight and disrupt an opponent's rhythm is praised by Porter. Given that Crawford's counterpunching is renowned for precisely taking advantage of openings, it could work in Crawford's favor if Canelo, who is known for his aggressive pace and control, attacks. Crawford's ability to transition between orthodox and southpaw stances is another point of emphasis for Porter. Canelo thrives when he controls the fight's flow, so this might be a nightmare for him. Analysts also think Crawford could take advantage of Canelo's tendency to slow down in the latter stages of a bout. Porter highlights that Crawford would shine in the championship rounds if he made it through the preliminary stages. Crawford would take over the fight as Canelo grew weary, quickening the tempo and making Canelo make mistakes. Crawford could exploit any signs of exhaustion from the Mexican boxer because of his sharpness and endurance. Porter also discusses Crawford's power, which some have questioned considering that he has fought welterweight for the majority of his career. Porter thinks Crawford's strength would work well in a heavier weight class, though. Porter maintains that Canelo won't be able to stroll through Crawford's blows, which are renowned for their accuracy and sharpness, as he has done with prior opponents. Porter also praises Crawford's mental toughness, pointing out that although Canelo has fought in the ring, Crawford is cognitively different, possessing a keen intellect and unwavering confidence. Another up-and-coming boxing star, Shakur Stevenson, backed Crawford as well. Crawford would easily defeat Canelo, according to Stevenson's audacious assertion. His prognosis is based on Canelo's difficulties against boxers with movement and quickness, which are Crawford's strong suits. Stevenson cites Canelo's prior defeats at the hands of opponents such as Eris Landy Lara and Dimitri Bivol as proof of his weaknesses against swift and elusive boxers. Crawford's footwork and distance management would irritate the Mexican great, who has struggled against fighters who use movement. Stevenson continues by praising Crawford's deft maneuvers, such as his use of feints to force opponents to lunge at air, which gives Crawford the chance to discipline them. Stevenson thinks Crawford would have a big advantage because he could dictate the fight's tempo and throw Canelo off balance. Some boxing observers, such as rising star Geraint "Boots" Ennis, adopt a more balanced stance, despite the overwhelming support for Crawford. Although Canelo's strength and expertise at higher weight classes are a threat, Ennis recognizes the capabilities of both boxers. Crawford's explosiveness, nevertheless, is also seen by Ennis as an equalizer. Crawford can alter the outcome of a fight with a few shots, and if he can maintain distance and keep Canelo at bay, it might irritate the Mexican boxer. Crawford's poise under duress is praised by Ennis, who points out that even if Canelo made a huge shot, Crawford would remain composed and follow his strategy. Crawford is regarded by Ennis as psychologically tough, and his ability to maintain composure may be crucial in a high-stakes battle. Many people are intrigued by Crawford's sudden weight gain as the discussion about a possible battle between Crawford and Canelo continues to heat up. Crawford has disclosed that he weighs 186 pounds, which is far more than the 168-pound super middleweight limit. Because of this, some experts think Crawford is getting his body ready for the mental and physical difficulties of competing at a higher weight class. Crawford may have an advantage over Canelo if he can continue to move quickly and nimbly at this heavier weight. According to some, Crawford's punches could become even more lethal as his strength increases with the additional bulk. However, some worry that Crawford's speed, which is one of his greatest advantages, would be diminished if he bulks up. Crawford has, however, stated that he is confident in his capacity to bear the weight, and his camp has been making every effort to guarantee that he is physically ready for the task. The notion that Crawford might have the advantage has grown as a result of Canelo's recent performances. Some of Canelo's shortcomings were exposed during his defeat against Dimitri Bivol, namely his incapacity to shut off the ring and his difficulties against agile, fluid opponents. Even though Canelo won his rematch with Gennady Golovkin, many thought he didn't appear to be the strong, aggressive boxer he used to be. According to some experts, Canelo's finest days might be over, and a defeat by Crawford might mark the end of an era for the Mexican sensation. Crawford, meanwhile, is more eager than ever to take on a task of this kind because he wants to establish his legacy. Crawford's triumph would be a career-defining one if he could pull off the upset. He would further cement his place in boxing history by becoming one of the best fighters of all time. Although Crawford has already brought the welterweight class together, a triumph over Canelo would put him on a higher level because he would have vanquished one of the most well-known boxers. Additionally, it would create new opportunities for him in the future, such as a chance to compete against other elite fighters at super middleweight or perhaps welterweight. The stakes are just as high for Canelo. His future in the sport would be called into doubt if he lost to Crawford. According to certain conjectures, it might even spark conversations regarding his retirement or whether he ought to switch to a lighter weight. On the other side, a triumph would silence any detractors who have started to question Canelo's skill and solidify his place among the world's best pound-for-pound fighters. Additionally, it would maintain his reputation as one of the finest fighters of his time and seal his legacy. It looks like one of the most significant bouts in boxing history will take place between Crawford and Canelo. Two of the world's top fighters are competing for supremacy in a bout that goes beyond weight classifications. The lack of a rehydration clause, a crucial element that has frequently favored Canelo in the past, may level the playing field and provide Crawford with the greatest opportunity to demonstrate his abilities. Canelo's strength and experience make him a dangerous opponent, but Crawford's mental toughness, flexibility, and hunger may be the secret to his success. In the end, the battle is about more than the two combatants. It's a fight for legacy that has the potential to alter boxing's course. Crawford sees it as an opportunity to demonstrate that he is the greatest fighter of his generation and that he can overcome any obstacle in his quest for greatness. It's Canelo's chance to reclaim his position as the best pound-for-pound fighter and allay concerns about his future. Regardless of the result, this bout is sure to go down in history, and fans everywhere will be anticipating the meeting of these two legendary boxers.